little miss filming 20 TikToks a day. You better support me, okay? As my true, loyal, undying fans, I am going down into misery. I am losing myself. I am sleep deprived. So please, I'm really like, working hard here. Support if you can, if you want to. Honestly, no pressure. But yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go through the pre-orders that I got so far already in January. So I think these are all the books that I pre-ordered for January, and I am so excited. Let me show you. First things first, I got Les Chevaliers d'Emeraude by Anne Robillard, sorry. This is a series that set me off into reading when I was younger because honestly it was my Game of Thrones, like a French Quebec version of Game of Thrones, and it was just so good. And I've been collecting everything. Now I have the full series, all 14 books. I'm so excited. Honestly, I'm thinking of starting this, like just screw it. Maybe I might. I don't know. Because I want to read one French book a month, so maybe I should start with this one at some point. But I can't believe I'm holding this in my hands. Like, I feel like I'm 10 years old again or something. Then I got Mrs. Debt by Selena Godin. And oh my god, I love the cover. I love the blue with the gold. It's so pretty. I heard like this is like the main character is a debt or a debt reaper, or like a kind of Green Reaper or something, and it's like the Mrs. Debt's memoirs, and she misses debt. I don't know. It sounds like such a fascinating concept, so I'm really happy that I have this one. Definitely gonna have to read it this month because every pre-order I have to read. So I don't really have to read this one, the French one, but I have to read this one and this next one, which is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, and it's the second book in the Night House Alex Stern series. As you guys know from this vlog, I'm currently reading Night House, so as soon as I finish that one, I'm gonna jump right into this one, so I can't wait. And this is the lovely, beautiful red edition from the exclusive collection by Indigo, so yeah. So happy. I also got two other books here, and they're from Book Depository, and these are not pre-orders because I ordered them like over 2 months ago and they never showed up, so I just emailed them again and they resent my books. So these are 2 out of I think the 7 or 8 or 10 books that I ordered, so I'm waiting for a few more books here. Let's open them up though. First thing I got here is Why Be Happy When You Could Be Normal by Jeanette Winterson, and I think this is Jeanette's memoir. I also have I think a copy of Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit, so I'm gonna read this one, then I'm gonna start reading her fiction. So I can't wait to read my first Jeanette Winterson. And let's open the second package. Oh, I got Paradise Rot by Jenny Haval. Oh my god, I'm so excited to read this one. It's so much shorter than I thought it would be. Maybe I will read it this month or next month, and I heard so many great things about this one. I think this book is translated. It says here, Joe is in a strange new country for university and having a more peculiar time than most. In a house with no walls shared with a woman who has no boundary, she finds her strange home coming to life in unimaginable ways. Joe's sensitivity and all her senses become increasingly heightened and fraught as the lines between bodies and plants, dreaming and wakefulness blur and mesh. Ooh, okay, I like this. I think this might be like kind of like magical realism but modern, so I'm really excited to have this one finally. So these are all the books that I got and I'm so excited. I'm not getting any new books. All the book hauls that you will see this year are books that I haven't hauled yet or books that literally I filmed a book haul a year ago and I still have to edit it. So I know, but at least we have videos for days, so that's one thing. I love avocado and toast with eggs, but this bread was not straight, much like me, so nothing stayed on there, but it's gonna be delicious irregardless, so get in my tummy. This is what happens when I film a book haul. It's like a mess everywhere. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm about a quarter way through of Night House, like about 100 pages in. And I gotta admit, like, first of all, the first chapter is like so confusing until you understand what the hell is going on. And it still feels like confusing. Like, there's a fine line between like hiding things and then just being like really confusing with your information. And I think this book is like not really good at going in the back and forward. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like there's something missing to make it coherent enough. And I'm not like a person who can't read books, okay? Like, I literally studied literature and writing for like 5 years. Anyways, that sounds very condescending and arrogant. But like, what I'm trying to say is that it's not like my first time reading a book or a dark academia book. Like, I read The Secret History and devoured it. But there's something about this writing that is lackluster. It's like she was trying too hard to be special. I don't want to be mean. I really don't want to be mean. But like, I do enjoy it. Like, there are parts where I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. And then it stops. And I'm like, why? Why did we stop? Why did we stop? Anyways, not to spoil anything, but hopefully one character will be returning and things will be better, more interesting. I like that there's like snippets of like the society, like there's books from like the society that the main character is partaking in. That's interesting, but even those passages, they feel like superfluous. Like, they feel like, what do they feel like? They feel like they're trying too hard, and like they're adopting like modern voices while talking about the society. It feels juvenile. And I'm like, and the thing is, the main character, it's assumed that she was a drug addict. So where is that struggle? Like, as someone who has dealt with drugs, there's a struggle. You don't just forget. Like, hello, what is going on? You can't just be like, oh, she's a drug addict with like full sleeve tattoos and just like forget about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm picky. Maybe I had too high hopes for this book that now it's falling flat. We'll see when I get to the midpoint, 3/4, and when I finish. And I'm gonna obviously pick up Hellbent right after. I'm sure this is gonna end in a cliffhanger. I just already feel it. So yes, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be negative, but I want to be honest, at least. Three-quarters in. Am I enjoying it? Yes. Do I think that it could have been trimmed and like cut in half? Also yes. So like, I don't know how my rating is gonna go because I still have the last quarter to go through, but I do think that the last quarter is gonna go by quickly. I think that it's gonna set up the tone for the second book, and I'm definitely gonna read this series finished. So I think it was supposed to be like a 7-book series, but now it's gonna be a trilogy, I believe. So I'm just glad that I have the second book on hand. I love the main character because she's very much, I would say, morally gray, but it's more like she's constantly in survival mode, and I guess like And I guess that's what makes her such a compelling character, and like we never know exactly what's going on with her, and I think the book does a great job at revealing that. And it's not like she's a bad person per se either, so we could see how she gets stuck in her thoughts and stuck in the past and the present all the time, because this book also goes from past and present, and there's a lot of mysteries going on at the same time, and I think that makes it for a compelling read. However, like I said, it's way too long for no reason. So hi, I just want to close off this vlog and talk about Night House. This vlog was supposed to come out about a week ago or something, even earlier, but I went to Montreal, and then when I came back from Montreal, I got violently sick. I'm just being dramatic, but I really got super sick. I'm like on day 5 or 6. I can't count. Like, I'm just so tired of being sick. So I'm finally getting out of it. I hope. I wish. Right now it's just like my head is killing, and like I can't stay upright, and my muscles hurt right now. But I had all the other symptoms before that, and it's just been horrible. Like, I have a hard time keeping my eyes like open and focused and stuff. So I'm gonna share quickly my thoughts and the other reading vlogs where I go to Montreal and to other events. You will see them in the coming weeks. I'm sorry, I know everything's delayed, and I've been fixing this channel, as in I'm taking the content from my other channels and combining it all in one. So there's a lot of changes, and on that end I've been working a lot on that personally. So just stay tuned and, you know, bear with me for a bit until I find a posting schedule, I find what exactly I want to post. Make sure to let me know what you want to see more on this channel. But yeah, having that out of the way, let's talk about Night House. I actually ended up really enjoying Night House, especially when I hit like the halfway or 3/4 marks. Now, I think it's like when you get towards the end, you understand why the beginning and the first third was like really slow. And for that, I understand people who didn't like this book, because honestly, at the beginning, I was like, is this it? Like, what's going on? And some stuff, like, I feel like we're very inconsistent. I feel like Lee Bardugo wasn't talking enough about the character, and then all of a sudden, halfway through, we were going like 0 to 100, and we were talking about like triggering topics. So if you want to get into this one, please look at the trigger warnings, because there are a lot of them. And then it just got good again, and then after that it was like slowing down again, and I feel like she was trying to keep the mysteries going, and like the two main mysteries that were playing in my head, I didn't know how they would resolve or how they would come about. She created such a big spider web where I was like doubting myself, especially towards the end. And then like the twists, they keep on twisting and the plot keeps on thickening, and not only that, we discover even more about the world and even more about the history. I think the other great thing about this one is that as much as it's dark academia fantasy, it really does focus on the dark academia parts, and how, you know, you have all these privileged kids and privileged things that happen on campus that get swept away, or, you know, hushed up, and no one talks about it because, you know, they want to keep on funding and they want people in power to stay in power. And for that, I really enjoyed this one. The main character is very aware of being other and then having to survive in these worlds, like not only the world of Yale, but the world of the Night House and the societies. So there are just so many levels to it, and there's so many levels to trauma, to the main character Alex's trauma, and I think that was really well discussed. And honestly, towards the end, like I'm telling you, the 3/4 mark, like it made me like forgive all the hard passages and the long passages, and like it made me really want to read the sequel. So I'm going to be picking up the sequel soon. And honestly, I'm so shocked. Like, I went from like being like, this is like a 2 stars to like, okay, this is a solid 4 stars and I want to continue on. So I do recommend it, and let me know your thoughts about it. And if you're gonna share a spoiler, give a spoiler warning for other people down below, because I don't want to spoil it in this video. So, but if you guys do want to talk about it, we can always talk about it. So yeah, that's my review of Night House. I was pleasantly surprised, especially at the end. Everything that was like a little bit of iffy at the beginning got resolved in some capacity, so I can forgive Lee Bardugo for that. It's really not fun being sick, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to be back filming and posting videos. I also bought a new mic for my camera because I don't like the audio quality. I've been trying to play around the audio quality the last few weeks, but I think like the next natural step is for me to get a mic. So I got a little mic, waiting for it to come tomorrow and set it up, and hopefully the sound quality will get better with every video. So yeah, that's it on my end for now, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!